everybody's here. I mean, everybody's on the road recruiting. You know, that whole month of January is a challenging recruiting month. You know, I think Coach was out for about 2 weeks, and he wasn't even in here. You know, so you know, a lot of the players weren't here. You know, and then they started coming in mid-January, and you know, had a lot of meetings with those guys. Did a lot of recruiting dinners. And then you know, February 1, we took like 2 weeks off. That was cool. We came back for 4 weeks, and that's when the staff meeting started. That's when we started meeting as an offensive staff, and you know, I gave them all my thoughts. Here's what our install is. This is what we're going to do. Now, you guys know, you know, talking to the staff, this is what I've decided it's going to look like. Okay, and so there was no learning curve. I mean, there was with Coach Schwartz because he was the only new guy. But the rest of them, we started meeting as a staff, and it made sense to everybody. You know, this is what it's going to look like. This is how we're going to do it, and it made sense to them, and so they're fired up about it.
How comfortable are you with that quarterback room after Dylan? You look at just what you have in that room right now.
Yeah, good. You know, Jalen Graham's dad is, call him Granddad. He's the old guy. It's just you know, it's a coincidence what the last name is because he really does act like a granddad. You know, I mean, he's a great leader. You know, he's got a ton of experience. You know, I was glad that he came back, and he gives us another guy that knows the offense. Smart kid. You know, got a lot of reps last year, especially in January or in February or December. He got a lot of reps because he was the number 2. You know, and so he throws a good ball. He knows the offense. He knows the terminology. Kids like him. You know, feel comfortable with him. You know, TJ and Marcos, guys coming in, have a lot of talent. They just need to learn it. It's going to take them a year to learn it. You know, so how much they progress, they're going to get better every time they go line up. You know, we got a long ways to go to let those guys compete. The backup's going to be, I don't know. It obviously be Jalen right now, just based on the fact that he understands everything.
Where have you seen Dylan advance in the time since the Pinstripe Bowl?
His body looks good. You know, his biggest January, February, you know, even into March on spring break, you know, we're like, okay, what are you doing for spring break? He came back 5 pounds lighter, you know, so he's really focused hard on his body physically. You know, and he feels good. You guys know how it is when your body's better and you feel good. It gives you confidence, and you're probably gonna play a little bit better. You know, so that's a big thing. Credit to him for the hard work that he's put in. You know, he's so smart. You know, you know, talking to the button and read out the plays, and I get about halfway through it, and he's like, all right, no problem. You know, so really working on his leadership skills, taking charge. I noticed that he was kind of in the shadows when I got here. He didn't really want that because so much was put on him. You know, that's he's an 18-year-old kid that is leading the offense. Okay, when you try to do that at 18 and then try to lead a team, that's challenging. You know, and so he's working on that right now, and I see a tremendous amount of growth with him, with his leadership skills. He's a good teammate, and he understands the importance of leading. And that's rubbing off on a lot of the guys.
Your history as a football coach, you've been able to move an offense at a pretty quick pace through the games. How much do you want to turn up the dial in this coming year, especially having paired with Liverpool?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it depends on how we progress. You know, I mean, you know, there's a, you know, I'm not interested in my old air raid routes. I'm just not. I turned that page probably year 3 to 4 at West Virginia. You know, you step into that head coaching role and you understand what the other side needs. You understand what the program needs. Now, Coach Rule runs a tough, physical, hard-nosed program, and I embrace that. You know, I kidded with him the other day about, I came in, I was like, Coach, 15 minus 15, I walked here because I was working on being the toughest, hardest working, most competitive coach I could be. So that mentality that's in the program, the coaches need to have that, play callers need to have that. You know, if we need to run the ball, we need to run the ball. The only way you can do that is if you focus on it nonstop. We ran I've never done this, never been able to do it, especially in spring practice. We ran 24 inside run drill plays today. 3 groups. I mean, we got like 17 linemen out there that need reps, need a lot of reps. I've never had 17 in the fall. You know, so our numbers are good and it's healthy, and so it's going to allow us to be able to practice the right way. But to answer your question, we need to be able to run the ball, control the ball, but we also need to be able to finish games in 4 wide and push it down the field if we need to do that. You know, in a 2-minute situation. That was today's focus. You know, we weren't very good at 2-minute last year, so we got to get better. I've made changes to that. It makes sense. Dylan's happy. We're going to work it every single day and get better. You know? So 10 personnel, throw the football, you know, tight ends and fullbacks and run game stuff. And for 4-minute situations, we'll be able to do that too.
I figure a smart kid like Dylan, he wouldn't mind going tempo because he's able to process it.
If you leave it up to him, he'd want to do it at the play. And, you know, I mean, but he understands. I mean, he also understands who his dad is and who his uncle is. You know, and the importance of being physical and tough and being able to run the football. I mean, I've never been with a quarterback that is comfortable in the gun and can sit in the pocket and be a drop back passer and handle run game from under center. He's exceptional at it. And so we're going to do it. You know, so, you know, that's why he's a good player, is because he can do a whole lot of things. And he's smart, and he understands football, he understands coverages, he understands run game checks. I've never been around one like that has that kind of intellect.
What are your impressions of Rocco Spindler and Elijah Pritchett, adding them up front?
You know, what I've noticed is just a veteran presence. I mean, we got a lot of young guys in that room. We got some older guys, but you know, a lot of those older guys are hurt for spring and not going to be able to participate. So adding those guys and putting them with the first group, it's refreshing. You know, and so, you know, Rocco's outgoing, vocal. You know, we'll talk. We'll coach the other guys, even though he's kind of just learning, but he understands football fronts, run game, protections. You know, Elijah doesn't talk. They're 2 different kids. You know, but you're bringing big bodies with experience and presence that we desperately needed up front.
How has Harper transitioned to tight end? How's that gone so far?
Good. It's going to be a work in progress. You know what we did with him in the bowl game, sent him in the right direction, right? But we did a lot of outside the box stuff with him. He was a slot, and he'd kind of move around and do some different things, and now he's learning how to dig his hand in the ground. You know, he's gained weight. He's up to like 240. He's thick. It's slowed him down probably a little bit, but it's good. He's learning the technique aspect of, you know, being in the box and understanding things, you know, and playing with pad level, and also being able to get outside the box and do some different route stuff. So, he's comfortable doing that. But you know, running routes when it's contested, which the closer you get inside, the more it's going to be contested. You got to work through stuff. You know, it's still a work in progress, but I like where he's at. Great kid, hard worker, man. He's really going to help us. Right?
And they confirm is Carter Nelson, is he going to play tight end in the back or sit?
He's eventually going to get there. He's going to get big. I mean, he's 6'5", 220 pounds right now, or whatever it is. You know, like when we started, I think it's December. You know, we moved him to Sat's room for the bowl stuff, and he was starting to like learn the tight end stuff. And like 2 days into it, he got a sticker and knocked him out for like 2 weeks. And so I was like, just play inside receiver. Let's get through the bowl game. You know, unfortunately had to have surgery, so he's not going to be able to work that stuff in the spring. We'll be back in summer, but he will be in Sat's room, and he's extremely talented. Can be about as good as he wants to be.
Dana, what's it been like coaching with Coach Shorts again, reuniting and sharing the field with him?
Oh, he's it's like second nature. I don't even think about it. I just know what's happening. You know, he knows what I want, and so he just gets it done. You know, that receiver room looks different. It looks different, you know, but I'm pleased with every one of the ones that we brought in. And it's some, I don't want to talk about them, you know, but, you know, Jacory's Jacory. Jacory's got the experience, you know, he's confident, you know, him and Dylan know exactly what's going on. The other guys, it's a work in progress when it comes to, you know, getting the timing down, but they all look good, they look explosive, they got ball skills. There's gonna be some competition battles, and that's gonna be fun to watch.
When did you know that DeKeel was making
When he ran a 4.7. I mean, the dude started for 4 years. He was a team captain, right? So he had a presence. He was intelligent. He was tough. He never came off the field. He had played through pain, you know, just the whole toughness thing, the personable, you know, everybody loves him. You know, that's why he made an instant impact in recruiting when he was in that role at the other place I was at. And then, you know, but after I coached him and he ran that 4.7 in pro day, I go, yeah, he ain't going anywhere. So I go, hey, bro, I got a bedroom upstairs if you want to go up there and give this coaching thing a try.
One more,
When you
there
moved
is.
from, I was just gonna, I noticed when you moved from Texas Tech to Oklahoma State and then Houston, even then the rushing yards went from, say, 70 or 80 yards a game to around 150 or 60. Is there a target you have for Nebraska, or is that even something you worry about?
I don't worry about it, you know, but it's been evolution. I mean, I used to yell at Coach Lee, rest in peace, how about, you know, what's your call? How about a run play? You know, why do we want to do that? Okay, let's run the ball. We handed the ball off. We didn't get the yards. He's like, "Why ain't never calling that crap again?" And taking the OC job at Houston, my good friend Kevin Sumlin said, "I want you to do everything you're doing, but we got some run game stuff with it. But it's not a spread, but it's like it's the whole motion run game stuff. That's when it kind of started a little bit. Going to Oklahoma State, Gundy was tough, physical, tight ends, fullbacks, run the ball, good backs, and 3 backs that were all NFL players. So, you know, we went up to, leading through for 4,500 yards. Kale Hunter had 15. You know, in West Virginia, transition to, like, first 2 years, Gino, Tavon, Steven, all those guys, we threw a lot. And then we didn't have those guys. And so we really started focusing on run the game. That's when the gap schemes came, counter and power, true duo inside zone stuff. Learned a lot of run game and did that a lot. Had 1,500 yard rushers at West Virginia. So it's always been a focus, and I don't put a number on it because I know how to practice it. And then you get into the game, and what are they giving you? If they want to take away the run, they can take away the run. We're just throw the ball all the time. If they want to take away the pass, then we're going to run the ball. So it's always a cat and mouse game, chess match, whatever you want to call it, as far as what those yardage end up. I got goals for our offense, but it's not how much rushing yards or how much passing yards or any of that. It's more about efficiency, first downs, third down conversions, touchdown in the red zone. Things that matter. To me, yardage doesn't matter.
All good?
Yards per play matter.
Thank you.